Welcome back to Studio 5. You can get what you need at the big garden centers, but for a personal touch, my next guest invites you to look for a garden center with a story. Flower evangelist Ashleigh Rose is pointing us to garden shopping that you can feel good about. It's great to see you.
Good to see you.
So a trip to any garden center can be that creative boost, right? But
Yes.
How has that changed for you?
I have gone to a couple garden centers that I didn't really know existed before. I heard personal recommendations. It changed the way I want to buy flowers, and it changed my perspective on what can be accomplished in a container garden.
Help us see that lens too, Ashleigh. The first stop is Murray Greenhouse Foundation.
Yes, Murray Greenhouse Foundation is a really special place. So I happened upon it one day, Googling. I needed a nearby nursery, and I stumbled upon, it's a very tiny nursery, so it's not going to have every flower in the world, but their selection is phenomenal. Their colorways are different, so peaches that you don't often see, different purples. So I love that the variety is small, but the types of flowers are unique and the colorways are unique. But then when they rung me up, there was no tax. And I thought, well, why aren't they charging me sales tax? And they run as a non-for-profit. So I got to visit with the director, and the greenhouse funds a day program for disabled adults.
Oh, how wonderful.
Which is right in front. There's this house in front of the greenhouse, and it's a place where when disabled adults transition out of the public education system,
hard, yes.
they still need a place to go that's engaging and fun. And Murray Greenhouse Foundation offers that for them, and they fund it with the sale of their plants.
I love that. Well, what you described in your first few minutes of taking us on this beautiful tour through your experience was a specialty experience, like a specialty store with specialty product. But now we know how special it really is.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. And they specialize in container gardens.
Okay.
So you can go in and they'll help you pick everything out for a container, or you take your pot in and they will pot it for you, plant it for you, which is a great benefit.
Yes.
I loved. And one of their volunteers, Deborah, so everything is run by volunteers too. Nobody is paid. It's just phenomenal. It's really cool. And she told me you need 3 specific things to make a container garden amazing.
Okay.
And that's what we have behind us here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember to make sure I quote it right. She said we need a thriller.
Yes.
A filler. And a spiller.
It rhymes too.
Okay,
I love it.
So you can remember this.
So thriller being your dramatic
Exactly,
show.
so you've got the spike and the canna lily here. Fillers are these other flowers that kind of compact well. And then the spiller, something that trails over the side, like the potato vine or the vinca vine.
Drama at all angles.
Exactly,
Like
so remember those 3 things.
Is it too late to plant?
It is not. Everybody feels like, oh my gosh, everybody else's containers look amazing.
Yeah.
It is not at all too late. I planted these just 2 days ago, and we're going to talk more about what can still be accomplished in the season.
Beautiful. Before we say goodbye to our friends at the Murray Greenhouse Foundation, they have a special kind of upcoming event.
Yes. So their season is short, again, because it's all run by volunteers. They're wrapping up on the 4th of July, and they've put everything on sale, $1 off. Every flower, every plant. So run over to the Murray Greenhouse Foundation. They still have spectacular flowers.
Yeah.
They'll help you, and everything's on sale.
What a fantastic recommendation, Ashleigh. Thank you. Your next suggestion is Diamond Bar Grow Systems.
Yes, okay. I have known about Diamond Bar for a long time and kind of kept it to myself.
This is in Riverdale?
No, this is in Ogden.
Ogden, thank you.
They're in Ogden, and I've only known about it because remember how we talked about container gardens a while ago, and I brought the examples of my brother's containers, and they were overflowing with flowers? Well, this is the place that has patented the container garden specifically for Utah.
Oh.
Yes. So their owner patented a container garden system here.
Okay.
And this is kind of the version that, if you want to just buy it pre-done, right? We have that false floor and the wicking tube and the watering, and it's all done for you. Absolutely fantastic. The quality is amazing.
This system keeps the flowers fed and moist and allows them to just be, opulent, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's the way that they are accomplishing some phenomenal things.
Okay.
So when I drove up, I was immediately just sort of took a deep breath because the colorful, I felt like I don't know, maybe that I was walking through the Bellagio, you know, when you go in the gardens at the Bellagio, and it's just so colorful and opulent.
Right.
It's in a parking lot, but that's what this place felt like. And so I thought, I've just got to bring my little girls here to walk around and explore the aisleways of color.
And you did take a tour with owner Alan Harris, and he showed you around the property and educated you a little bit about their success with container gardening. What have you learned specifically from Alan?
Okay, so the system that Alan put in place is twofold, and he said a couple of things either make or break a container garden. Okay. Number one is the light, the lighting conditions. If you're gonna grow flowers like petunias, you need 6 hours of sun. So don't put it in a place that's gonna get shade. Number two is the fertilizer. All of these plants are heavy feeders, and you can't just, even if you get high quality soil, you can't put them in and then just expect them to take off. You need to feed them. So he specialized in fertilizer for the alkalinity of Utah water. I didn't know that our water has different compounds than everywhere else in the nation. And after 20 years of research, he was like, I have fine-tuned my fertilizer to work with Utah water.
Brilliant.
So you need some high-quality fertilizer made for this kind of thing. And then we have the issue of bugs that can be eating our fertilizer or our plants. It's really terrible. So I want to give you some solutions that Alan taught me. Number one, neem oil. This is just something I picked up from IFA. It says triple action fertilome, but really it's neem oil, a more organic approach. Okay, we can do this. This is acephate. Also good for the budworm. Like if you ever see little tiny holes on your petunias, that's budworm, and you need to use acephate. The third thing that can happen in a container garden is, have you ever seen your leaves turn yellow?
Yes.
Okay, sometimes it's due to overwatering, but a lot of times it is because there is not enough iron. And so it's called chlorosis, and a high yield iron sulfate can solve that problem.
Okay, good, helpful solutions there. And you told my producer that ultimately a successful flower container is one that kind of cascades, right?
Yes.
That billows and spills.
Exactly, billows and spills. So the key is you need flowers that trail and that have the ability to do that. So I always suggest proven winners or wave petunias, ones that you're not going to have to pinch constantly, and they're just going to do it themselves.
Look how beautiful this is. You said you potted this just a couple weeks ago.
I potted this just a couple weeks ago. Now what's really special about this container is I loved the idea of the flowers spilling over, but when you set a container on the ground, all of a sudden you've got flowers kind of spilling and growing outwards on the ground.
Smushed and stepped on.
It didn't look as aesthetic, but that's kind of like the secret behind Diamond Bar is this cool stand.
I love this.
And the long container. So I don't have a railing at my house. And I love that this kind of serves like a flower railing.
There's a barrier. There's a defined perimeter.
Exactly. So I planted this, what was it, 2 days ago, basically. I just put it in, and I mimicked Alan's container that he has, and he said, give it 4 weeks, and it will look like his container garden. And the one that he showed me at the garden center, I mean, the petunias, there it is. Okay, mine is gonna look like that in about 4 weeks. Do you see how they're just spilling over and so dense?
Yes.
That's because you've got the fertilizer, you've got the sunlight, the right kind of flowers, and no bugs. So.
All right, you have taught us well today and taught us in beautiful ways. Ashleigh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
How can we find and follow you online?
Find me on Instagram at Mona Lisa Fair. So check me out there, and then I'll take you through potting more of this stuff and follow along, and we'll see how this container garden works and comes along through the season.
What I love about you, I appreciate your appreciation for this topic. Sometimes gardening becomes kind of like how-to, which there's some of that as well. But you have such a love and an appreciation for this art. So thank you for sharing that.
You're
with
welcome.
us.
I skipped my midlife crisis and went straight to the granny hobbies.
Good decision.
I think that's a thing.
Good decision. Always a good choice to be like the granny. Thank you so much.